Hello, and welcome to Parker Dam State Park. My name is Eric Runsell. I'm a park educator here at Parker Dam. I've been here a while. And what I would like to try and show you tonight is the dance of the woodcock. A woodcock is a small wetland bird that this time of year, late March, early April, the male does an interesting sky dance to attract females. And I'm hoping to capture some of that tonight on the camera here. As a child, kid, young teenager, I was probably 10, 12. I remember my father telling me about this because he had heard one off in the field near our house. And so he explained that when the male goes up and flies in a large spiral circle, you can hear that with the twittering of the wings. If you can tell where it took off from, you can get yourself there while he's up in the air and sit down and kind of sit still. And often the male will land pretty much in the same spot he took off from. So if you judged it right, the woodcock might land fairly close to you and go through a little strut, a little dance on the ground, making some tucos and pints, which I hope to get tonight too. And they'll take off and fly a big circle again and come back and land about the same place they took off. So I waited until the woodcock was up in the air. I watched where it took off from, and when it took off a second time, I went in and sat down at the base of a small tree. And once you know it, that woodcock landed about 10 inches from my foot. Knew something was up and kind of took off then after a short little visit, but I was hooked. And so I have since refined my technique, and not last year but 2 years ago I had a group down here in this exact spot doing a woodcock watch, and had two young children and their mom sitting there, and the woodcock actually fluttered over the mom's head, realizing that something wasn't quite right, and scolded her, and then landed 2 feet in front of the kids and went through his little strut. And we had the flashlight on him. As long as no one moves, we're good. You can put a light on him, it doesn't seem to bother him. I don't know. I hope that those kids are now hooked in much the same way that I was. All right, what I have here is a woodcock mount. We got this from the Reading Museum when they were getting rid of old mounts. This is what a woodcock looks like. This is, they're a kind of odd looking little bird. The eyes tend to be fairly high up here. Because they spend so much time feeding with this in the ground, they want to be able to see above them and around them. So another nickname for them is big eye. Bogsucker is another common name for them because they will probe using this beak down into the wet ground. Their nostrils are actually pretty high up here so they can still breathe. But they'll probe for worms. 90% of their diet comes from worms. And if they feel a worm down into the ground, they can actually bend the upper part of their bill open and grab the worm, pull it out, and eat it. Another common name for them is timberdoodle. Not quite sure where that name came from, but it's as odd as the bird itself. So, that said, I'm going to get quiet and listen for a while and see if I can see what's going on. It is a early evening. The weather's decent. It should be a good night. We'll see. Well, I would call it a success. That is Woodcock Watch virtually. It is a lot more fun to be there in person and have them get right up in front of you. I would encourage you all to give it a try. That's the best way to learn. I want to thank you for watching, and I hope you get out there and I hope you find some woodcock.